I want to take a moment to champion and shout out to the men who are doing the work to overcome their fears, their limitations, the shadow parts of them, the pieces of ourselves that we've often treated as inferior, feared judgment or rejection around, experienced shame or held shame for, and we're actually working to integrate, to move through and become the best version of ourselves. I had the pleasure last week of championing a couple of men inside my inner circle. They just completed 12 months inside the Zeus Inner Circle, and it was a phenomenal period of time. There's so many examples I can speak to of how they have shown up, not just what they have done, because often the mistake that we make as men is that we value ourselves only for what we do, or we seek validation for only what we do, and we forget who we are and who we're choosing to be. And these men have done amazing things. Pete and Mark, phenomenal things, including recommitting to this work of themselves for another cycle. But more so, it's who they have chosen to be, how they have chosen to show up, courageously exploring themselves, their limitations, their fears, their insecurities, their old patterns, and leaning into that, both through determined work and being open to coaching, being open to poking and prodding, being open to support and feedback from the other men in the inner circle with them. Some phenomenal things inside relationship dynamics, inside businesses, inside personal relationship. One of the biggest things that I've seen Pete do is step into what I would call courageous and determined and grounded sovereignty, like true ownership and self-governance, which for a lot of men is a fucking huge challenge. Still like a leaf in the wind, allowing life and waiting for life to decide for me. I'm just blowing any which way with no real grounding, which is very different to being some kind of island of independence and no one can influence me and no one can mess with my life. That's very, very different. That's usually an insecurity piece, which was kind of the flip for Mark and how he would fall on his sword and take responsibility for absolutely everything, including his partner's feelings and emotions and any kind of discomfort, to actually being such a grounded presence of a calm nervous system who not only doesn't leave when conflict happens, but can stay calm, respond and lead the conversation and be such a safe place for his partner and his relationship to flourish, including his business, all these amazing things. But I want to touch on one of these things, and that is this. A lot of the reason that I see a lot of men get into the work is so we can kind of overcome challenge, maybe eliminate fear or doubt, which is ludicrous, and even, not have the challenges that we have. And what I would say is fear and doubt are always going to be there. What we get to shift is how we navigate those things. And challenges, we don't become immune to challenge. What we do is we level up so that we can either take on those same challenges with new skill, ease, grace, perhaps quicker, and we can take on challenges at a new level that ask more of us, that require more of us. That is the cycle of the hero's journey, something that we explore in the work of Everyday Legends Academy as well as in the Zeus Inner Circle. And I want to celebrate these men for the phenomenal work that they have done over the last 12 months and for the phenomenal men that they have chosen to be and continue to choose to be. And I want to also honor and celebrate and champion those men out there who are choosing to show up in your lives. Not just to try and do better, but to be better. To be the man that you can be and that you are capable of becoming. And as a central ingredient in this work, for all the men that I've worked with, including Pete and Mark, as I'm celebrating them now, is being in an environment that is conducive to that. This stuff does not happen alone. It's so limited. We need integrated community to help us make sense of and integrate the work that we're doing, and to welcome us, to poke us, to prod us, to challenge us, to test us, and to celebrate and acknowledge us so we know that not only who we are is useful, but is appreciated. I appreciate Pete and Mark. I appreciate the men out there doing this work. Keep it up, gentlemen. If you want to explore some of this work with me inside the Everyday Legends Academy, or potentially deep one-on-one and small high-performance team stuff inside the Zeus Inner Circle, then reach out. Remember, men, you are more than what you do and what you accomplish and what you gather. Who you are, that's what matters.